This is Max Shears for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm about to be joined for the second time by Wade Plem, but you're back now with Miss. I was just saying off camera, how does it feel being back?
Dude, it just feels like home, man. It feels great to be back. It's a long time overdue. I will say that it's a long time overdue, and yeah, seeing everybody's faces and getting to just rekindle relationships here at Misfits has been awesome.
Now let's talk about the card. Obviously, you are working for the week. Main event: Luke Rockhold, Darren Till. There's been explosions. They've gone back and forth non-stop. They can't even go near each other at these weigh-ins presses. How's that one going to go in the ring?
They can't go near each other at hotels. We got fighters staying in my hotel. Dillon Danis and Luke Rockhold got into it this morning. I'm just glad that fight night is almost here, right? We're still with fingers crossed, because until it gets in the ring, you guys know this, things can happen that we don't want to see. But we do like the intensity, right? We do like guys taking it seriously and making it feel like the fight it should, a big fight feel, right? So it's been crazy to be around. You kind of forget how these things go when you're not here for a while. But once again, I'm reminded this is it's Misfits for a reason, man. It's different than anything else.
Definitely. I'm going to speak about Dillon. Two things. I know you are a UFC fan, and I know you'll know about Dillon Danis, and everyone's heard of Dillon. Yeah. But we don't see him very often in the ring, and we're going to see him now at the sport that he's so good at. How excited to see that, first of all, introduced into Misfits, and you've sparred with Dillon, you've trained with Dillon. How good is he?
Man, number one, I'm excited to see Dillon fight because he is so good. He really is, and I get to call an MMA fight. That's something I've never done, professionally, so that's fun for me. But training with Dillon, being around him, yes, you get the stick of him like, oh, he's not a real fighter, oh, he can't fight. Bullshit. That guy is a fighter, buddy. It's just that he's not a boxer, right? And sometimes he's going to get clowned for the way that he's acted online and the Logan Paul boxing match, but man, this is an opportunity for Dillon, right? He's talked about wanting to be in the UFC. He's talking about, impressing Dana White. This is how you start it. I don't think the UFC is going to be like, wow, he beat Warren Spencer, sign him. But it's the way you start it, right? And it's the professionalism that you bring in showing that you can show up, do what you're meant to do, cut a great promo afterward, on to the next one without getting into the chaos surrounding it, right? And relatively, it's been kind of quiet from Dillon this week, obviously the incident this morning, but outside of that, it's been relatively quiet. I'll say this, man, if Warren Spencer's able to pull this off, oh my God, the internet's going to go crazy. But I fully expect Dillon, if he does get a hold of him, to end this fight very quickly.
Speaking about Dillon's character, obviously he's supposed to fight KSI, then he fought Logan, and these are big names in the scene, but I think Dillon's grown on a lot of people in this scene, isn't it? I spoke to him yesterday, really nice guy, and I didn't expect him to be like that. You've been close to him now. How big of a character can Dillon be? He's already massive, but can he be the nice guy?
Well, for Dillon, it's not even about being the nice or the bad guy. He just is a competitor, and he talks a lot of shit. That's really it. Like, he comes from the camp of Conor McGregor, but even before that, he was a kid in New York, just in Marcelo Garcia's gym, talking shit and doing jiu-jitsu. He believes in himself. He's confident in himself, and some people are a little put off by that, but Dillon has ramped it up to a crazy degree for sure. But when you see him and you meet him, like you said, he's a down-to-earth guy. He's real. That's really what it is. He's real, and you don't expect that. You don't expect him to be someone that's just like you or just like me that also can choke a motherfucker out, right? He can do that. So I think he's got a real opportunity, and this is why I'm really excited for it, because I do want to see him get his shot, right? I'm not sitting here rooting on the downfall of people. Yeah. I want to see Dillon get his shot, and I think he can do that with a victory, so we'll see on Saturday.
Now, while I've got you, you've worked for almost everyone, MVP, Misfits, but the Ring Magazine. Let's talk some traditional boxing, and the big one, Canelo Crawford. First of all, how monumental is this fight, especially in the US scene, but obviously it transcends the world, this fight. Yeah. How big is this?
It's massive, dude. This is the biggest fight of the year. This opportunity for Terence Crawford to become 3-division undisputed is insane. Canelo is the biggest star in the sport, and for him to be able to one more time go out there and prove why he's been able to jump from 150 to 4 to 60 to 168 and show people that he is still the man is a massive opportunity for him to add on to his legacy. This is a legacy-making fight for Terence Crawford. It's another legacy fight for Canelo, and I'm rolling with Saul, man. Canelo Alvarez is who I'm going with. He just has so much experience in big fights. He does have an answer, it seems like, for a lot of different styles, and I just feel like he doesn't have to make as much adjustments and concessions as Terence Crawford does, moving up in weight, training at that weight, fighting at that weight, and just all the nuances that come with fighting Canelo, because everybody just thinks, oh, Canelo is just a flat-footed guy, then head movement, upper body movement, and he's just going to tag you with power punches. People forget who Canelo was at 160, and even he came into 168, I expect that Canelo to show up on September 13th.
At a time like this, you're almost royalty. You've had the pleasure of speaking to Terence Crawford. I know it was some time ago, but speaking to him, like, do you get anything from his character? And like, he's making a big step up, but do you think there's any nerves behind that? Do you think he's ready?
No. Terence Crawford is not a guy that's going to get, I mean, he may get nervous, but it's not something that's like, oh, it's going to affect him in the fight.
Yeah.
He's a dog, man. Terence Crawford's a dog. And that's why you love this fight, because it's not something where it's like, oh, here goes another Canelo win, or oh, Terence Crawford, another. This is a real fight. And for Terence, man, his personality is compete at everything. He wants to compete with you in video games, board games, chess. He wants to run a 40-yard sprint and beat you. So this guy is not accustomed to losing, right? He's undefeated. So yeah, anytime I'm around Terence, he's grabbing you on the wrist and trying to wrestle you, or you talk about American football, he's like, let's go throw right now. You know, he wants to do all of it. So I expect that same attitude that he's brought into every fight to be in this one. And this is why, as much as I say I think Canelo Alvarez is going to win, one side of my brain is like, dude, you're crazy. You've been in the room with that guy. You know how big he is. You know how strong he is, and you know his competitive mindset. So I flip back and forth every day because Terence Crawford is that good.
Just the last few before I let you go. Obviously, we've all seen Canelo's been sparring with Dillon Danis, Boots. Obviously, there's reports coming out that maybe Boots got the better of him in sparring. Is it just sparring stories, or?
I don't believe that shit for a minute. Who is reporting that?
Yeah.
Right? What credible source is out there being like, oh, I heard Canelo quit after 3 rounds? Get out of here, bro. Yeah, you heard it from the freaking no-face Twitter accounts that want to talk about boxing. No, dude, I think anything that happens in those spars is not getting out to the public. And if it is, it's only the fact that they got good work. If that's the case, by the way, Canelo, I just saw was sparring him again today or yesterday. So I guess if Boots whipped his ass day 1 and 2 and Canelo was, I guess he just brought him back for some reason, because that would be a good idea. Yeah. No, dude. I think it's a great thing that Canelo brought Boots into camp. Not because he's a 1-to-1 comparison with Terence Crawford. They're obviously different fighters, but a guy that can fight out of both stances, a guy that's got a nice lead hand out of southpaw, and I think Terence is going to be southpaw pretty much the entirety of the night. And he's young and he's big for the weight, but he can move well. So I think a lot. And honestly, the biggest thing for me is that Canelo is you can tell there's a renewed sense of this is important, you know, and he wouldn't go and get Boots for a Canelo versus William Skull fight. He's not going out and get this. To him, you can tell Canelo's like, oh, this is a big fight. I'm bringing back Canelo that fought Caleb Plant, Canelo that fought Billy Joe Saunders. I want to see that guy. I want to see setups with the jab and then that hook to the body and then touching him up here, stepping back right hand. I want to see that Canelo. And I think him bringing in Boots shows how serious he is.
Now, the last fight I'm going to bring up before I let you go, a man that stole a lot of headlines. I was out in Saudi and I spoke to Frank Warren and I asked him the same question. Can you finish the sentence? Moses Tama is the most exciting heavyweight since.
Everybody's going to say Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad comparison because of his age. Shoot, man. I mean, in the UK, y'all were excited about Anthony Joshua when he came out. There was a lot of hype around him, and I think even maybe more because of the Olympic gold medal and all that stuff. So maybe since AJ. But the way he fights, it's clear he's a lot more skilled at his age than AJ was, and he's had more time in the game. He's a big heavyweight, and here's the big thing. He's a southpaw. How many heavyweight southpaws you see out there outside of Usyk? And why is Usyk such a problem for guys? Look at what he did to Anthony Joshua. Anthony was in sorts. His feet were all off. It's hard to deal with him. Like, even Tyson Fury, he's a bit more of a switcher. He can do both, but that's a true southpaw, and he's explosive. And man, he's got the world at his fingertips. I hope they don't rush him too far. I know Frank is super excited about him, and I'd be too, right? Yeah. Frank's got a freaking stable, by the way. He's got everybody. But I think, you could put him in there. Hrgovic maybe next.
Oh, okay.
I think,
This is Huni I like.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that either. Honestly, after that, though, if you're going to move him up, give him AJ. Yeah. Give him AJ, and I think he'd give AJ some problems. I think he beats AJ right. I'm just going to be honest. I think he beats AJ right now currently. But you give him one more fight, give him a big name that really solidifies him as a #1 contender after that, and then I think a year and a half going to see if Usyk is still the belt holder and go after that.
Wade, you fed perfectly on to my last question. One of Britain's possible favourite reporters, Gareth A. Davies, said that Moses Tama knocks Anthony Joshua out in 3. Is it possible?
I know Gareth is a hot take artist sometimes, but the man, he's been covering boxing for a very long time, and sometimes he gets it very wrong, sometimes he gets it right. I don't disagree with him, though. I don't know about in 3, but I think he gets AJ. If they fought right now, I think he gets him. Yeah, I'm on board with him. I don't know if it would be by knockout or whatever, but the way AJ does like to bring it really quickly sometimes and puts himself in bad positions, then yeah. And also, look who's in the corner of Moses Tama right now, Ben Davison. So he's been with AJ. He's seen what AJ has and what he struggles with. He's been with Tyson Fury. See what he has and struggles with. That's kind of another little layer that he can give Moses Tama. So yeah, I agree. I think he'd put AJ down.
Yeah, no, sorry. Very last one just on this show. Misfits, Jake Paul. At the start, like, the professional scene didn't like it. There was no secret. But now we're seeing Jake Paul's got a fight with Gervonta. Now you've got Darren Till headlining with Luke Rockhold. Obviously, you've been with Luke. You've got names like Conor Benn in attendance. Are these not influencer crossover scene becoming more respected in the professional game, do you think?
Not more respected. I think just more intriguing in the fact that it doesn't feel so buttoned up, right? You can still have a fight without a belt being involved in WBA Intercontinental this, or WBC gold or silver that, right? The importance of the fight isn't meant to be a belt, it's meant to be the fight, right? And I've always struggled with that in boxing, is that we have so many flipping belts that we can't even get a good fight because someone's holding the belt, and there's a sanctioning body that you have a mandatory and this and that, and sometimes you just want to see a good fight. This is why Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn did so well. You just want to see a good fight. So I think that there's an element of that with Misfits, and I know, yes, there's a very low bar of entry. I get that, right? But at the same time, a fight's a fight, and I've always said boxing's the most important sport in the world, and probably the most interesting. You just don't know it yet because you don't know the names, right? You know LeBron if he's playing on the side of the road against Michael Jordan. You know if Tiger Woods is playing golf over here versus Roy McIlroy. If they're two guys fighting, you're still going to take a look and be like, oh, shoot, they're fighting over there. Now the two guys have a name. All of a sudden, everybody's watching that, So I think that Misfits brings a different element. Obviously, there's chaos and all of these things, and it's not the most buttoned up and it's not the most high level, but there are moments where you have some really competitive fights. And even with the Jake and Gervonta thing, it's like, is it the best thing for boxing? That's boxing's fault, right? Like, if you're going to complain about it, point the finger the other way, because everybody else did it. You guys put yourselves in this position where these kind of fights are more interesting than some of your world title fights, and that's really, really sad, I know, but that's where we're at. And is it Jake's fault for being like, yeah, this is what people want to see, I'm going to do it? Yeah. Is it Gervonta Davis's fault? Maybe a little bit, because he's a world champion. Yeah. Give up your belt. To me, it should be give your belt up, right? You're saying to the world, you don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson, you don't want to fight Lamont Roach, so give the belt up. That's fine. Go do that. Okay. Say you're done at the highest level. Say you have no interest in being a world champion, and I'm okay with it. Yeah. But outside of that, man, I mean, it's a money fight and it's an exhibition. Everybody, I think, kind of knows what that brings in. So, yeah, I don't really have a problem with it. But at the same time, boxing needs to get its stuff together. So this isn't the most popular thing,
Yeah, Wade, thank you for your